Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. I forget which actual episode number this is, 650 something, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Friday evening as and when I record, which means it's time for me to sit back, kick up my heels and relax, ladies and gentlemen, because it has been a long week at work, let's put it that way. It's been made, well, most of the week actually didn't feel that long. It was especially the last couple of days, which have felt very long, ladies and gentlemen. Not to bore you with the particulars and all that. But essentially I've been, as usual, helping out with assessments on one of the courses where I work. And in particular, it was a verbal assessment, i.e. course members standing up in front of myself and a colleague and giving a verbal presentation. 10 minutes presentation, 10 minutes Q&A. And we've got through about 13 people doing that. And granted, times-wise, that means we've sort of done it in half-day blocks. But the thing is, usually it takes longer than that, because although the actual, presentations themselves only take half a day each, in blocks of about 6 or 7 at once, problem is that then, for several hours afterwards, myself and my colleague have to sit down and go through the report that we're writing up for the course member that they'll receive afterwards and all that. So we have to take a little bit of time out, and that takes obviously an extra few hours and all that. But yes, after a while, like I say, it's tiring work. But it being Friday evening, we've done that now. Don't need to worry too much about it. I can put that to the back of my mind. And yes, hopefully for a good few weeks now, I won't have to hear the word centre of gravity analysis or three-column factor analysis or anything like that for a while. I'm not going to explain what those are, but any of you out there who have ever worked any sort of military job, you'll probably recognise those terms, or at the very least you'll have heard of them, in all likelihood. But no, it's good to actually just now sit down this evening, maybe play some games, have a bit of fun, just relax, switch off my brain, and just chatter away about inane topics, whatever rubbish comes into my head and all that, as always. The thing is, every so often I always like to do a podcast-style episode where I talk about games that I've managed to purchase on Steam recently, especially if they've been going on offer. And of course, you can pretty much guess the moment I say that where this is going, can't you, folks? Yes, more games. More games in my Steam library, because I totally don't have enough of them already. But the thing is, increasingly these days, I'm increasingly thinking about maybe doing some Sonic games on the channel sometime in the distant future. The reason I say that is because recently, last few weeks, as when I record this, I basically watched the first couple of episodes of Game Grumps playing Sonic Colors. And so Sonic Colors Ultimate is available on Steam, and I had a look at it. And I noticed the reviews for it are mixed. People say it's not great, but people say it's not bad either. But the thing that kind of attracted me to it was that, irrespective of whether or not the gameplay is actually any good, the visuals in it do look gorgeous. They're very colourful, and I do like the aesthetic of it, of its appearance and all that. So in the end, I noticed it was going on offer, so I bought it and thought, it may well be a game I play at some point on the channel if ever I decide to do Sonic games here. Because the thing is, I know I rag on Sonic a bit sometimes in these videos, I sort of make fun of it, but that's not to say that I wouldn't be willing to give them a shot. So I checked my Steam library. Obviously, apart from Sonic Generations, I also have Sonic Origins, which is basically, isn't it like the first 3 original Sonic games? Basically kind of like the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, or Spyro Reignited, things like that. So that's something that's a possibility for me to play at some point on the old Chanel. So Sonic Colors Ultimate, yeah, bought it. Who knows, maybe I'll play that. Maybe one day I'll get back to Sonic Generations, do more of that, who knows. But the other game actually I bought recently, on offer on Steam, was Lego Brick Tales. It's been a while since I played a Lego game. In fact, the last Lego game I played, I must have only been a kid. Because I've talked about Lego games that I had before, here on Sir, Lego games that I had in my childhood. Obviously I had the original Lego Racers, which was a real old favourite, Lego Rock Raiders, and the original Lego Island. And I know Phil, of course, has talked about Lego games that he had when he was a kid, like Lego Island 2 and Lego Racers 2. But Lego Brick Tales is a more sort of recent one, came out in more recent years, and basically it's puzzle solving, except you puzzle solve by placing bricks, I believe, to sort of like finish off Lego scenes and things like that. Just looks really adorable and interesting, so I bought it. So, if you're interested in Lego games, let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, because that's always a possibility. I do also think that if I could get my hands again on my old childhood copy, my old disc copy, that is, of the original Lego Racers, I could always see if I can get it reworking with my current PC build. I think I may have already tried that once before and it maybe didn't work, but I can't remember. In fact, the more I sort of think about it, the more actually I think it didn't work, but yeah, I can always give it another shot. Because if I could get Lego Racers 1 working, that would be fantastic, that would. Because Lego Racers 1 was a classic, ladies and gents. Of the 2 Lego Racers games, and granted, the only times I ever played Lego Racers 2 was whenever I visited Phil's house when I was a kid, and we would play it together. But of the 2 that I played, Lego Racers 1 was definitely my favourite. I just think it had a lot of things that were better than Lego Racers 2 in terms of its design. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into detail about Lego Racers 1 because I've talked about that before on Surrey Being Hunted. No, what was I actually going to say? Yeah, Lego Brick Tales. Let me know in the comments. Is it something that you potentially would want to see on the channel? Well, the thing is, as of when this episode of Sir goes out, speaking of game news and all that, Metro Last Light is going to be starting very, very soon on the channel, folks, because I'll have just finished Wolfenstein The New Order. That series will be done. Ticked off the list. But yes, it's time for me to start getting back to the Metro series, because obviously I played Metro 2033 Redux just before Christmas 2023, and I've been meaning to continue on with that series at some point. So I'm going to be doing a Metro Last Light Redux, ladies and gentlemen, the remastered version of that game. So it's going to be good. Hope you'll join me for that. Now, gulp tea down in the background while I'm at it. So yes, technically there's only like 2 more games in the Metro series for me to get through. Last Light Redux and then Metro Exodus, which I have the enhanced edition for. As far as I'm aware, I don't think they're much longer than the original Metro 2033, so give it a few big chunky episodes and we could have them probably done and dusted and all that. In fact, I'm thinking that after I've recorded this episode of Sir, I'll probably go and record the first episode of Last Light. May as well get it started, folks. Friday evening, play some gams and all that. I'm sure you're all interested, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're all squeeing with excitement. Oh, and Red's playing Metro Last Light. He's going to be playing it on the channel and all that. This is what my viewers sound like, definitely. Yes. Do you reckon I could make a compilation video on my channel of all the times I've either threatened or abused or made fun of my viewers? Feels like you probably could make a short compilation out of that at the very least. Do you remember when I used to do outros where I would playfully threaten my viewers if they didn't like the video? I would do something to them, and usually my threats would be incredibly stupid shit. It'd just be silly and comedic. Now that's something you could probably make a compilation out of. That's something I've not done for a while, in fact. I had a whole Word document that was full of them, little sort of threatening jokes. And I would do, one per video. But after a while I think I ran out of jokes, and so I didn't replenish them with any fresh ones, so I just sort of stopped doing it. Maybe I'll have to bring that back at some point, eh? That's some good tea, that is, ladies and gents. Speaking of tea, in more of a Northern English sense for evening meal, ate myself a nice Hawaiian pizza this evening. Very tasty. Yes, I know, pineapple on pizza. Some of you might be sort of listening to that thinking, oh, you freaking cretin, Red. Yeah, well, if I'm a cretin, you're a pizza Nazi, okay? And everyone knows that's a bad thing. Don't be a pizza Nazi, ladies and gents. Anyway, sorry, that was a weird little digression. I'm trying to also think, actually, is there any other gaming news? There's is worth me saying at this stage. I have bought a couple of other games on Steam. I've forgotten what they were now, though. I should have checked before I started the recording session for this. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Sonic games. Something you'd be interested in? Maybe? Who knows? Like I say, I mean, I invite, obviously, viewer feedback on that. I invite viewer thoughts in terms of whether that's something they'd be interested in. And knowing me, probably I'll eventually play it on the channel anyway. Knowing me, I will do such a thing. Irrespective of whether or not people actually leave comments saying, "Oh yes, Red. Yes, Red, I want to see you doing that." You'll all be like, "Sonic, yay!" Oh, here comes the making fun of the viewers again, by giving them silly voices. I must be in a bit of a giddy mood tonight. I usually find, after I've had a long day at work, that, you know, when my brain's a bit tired and loopy, that's when I start to get a bit giddy, and I start doing stupid voices. Not even during recording sessions, sometimes just when I'm pottering about my flat, you know, cooking my evening meal, doing various bits of housework, moving things about. I just start doing silly voices to myself. I know this is going to make me sound like I'm an absolute fucking sociopath or something, but I start doing stupid voices. I start just... not even making sometimes coherent words or noises, just friggin' sounds. Or just, you know, God knows what the neighbours can think if they can sort of vaguely hear me through the walls. Just sitting there going, just doing stupid shit. And then singing stupid songs in a terrible, silly voice. About, I don't know, just like dropping bricks on people's heads and things like that. Yeah, I should stop talking. This is going to make me sound like an absolute fucking psychopath, isn't it? Look, it's all harmless, okay? It's just me being stupid. That's all it is. Well, this conversation took a direction that I wasn't actually anticipating it to go in. There we are. You can also probably tell that I'm obviously tired from work today by the fact that I'm probably going to start fluffing my words up. Would tonight be really a good time for me to start playing my Metro Last Light Redux game? Would that be a good time? Knowing that I'm probably going to fluff lines up. I'm probably going to be a bit loopy. It's all going to be a bit weird. You know what? I can't think of a better time to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So why the fudge not? Why the fudge we don't know how to do that? I played a Metro Last Light Redux Edition in my silly voices. Hey. Yes. Why do you watch my videos, ladies and gentlemen? It's not even funny. It's just odd. It's probably just cringy, isn't it? Maybe that's why you watch it, because actually you're connoisseurs of cringe. And Lord knows there's probably a lot of cringe on my channel. You're the sort of people who can stomach the sort of cringe that makes one's balls retract into their stomach and all that, because you're cringing so hard or whatever. Or maybe you're a bunch of masochists, who knows? Maybe you just love cringing so hard because of the pain you get, the second-hand embarrassment and all that. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. With a helpful YouTube comment, along the likes of all in block capitals, all in one word, I'm a flaming masochist, or something like that. Italics and bold. With maybe a few crazy emojis strung along to it. I don't know, something like that. Let me know in the comments if that is indeed the case, ladies and gentlemen. Already I've actually exhausted my topic of conversation. I've got nothing else to really talk about at this stage, but hey. Actually, what I will mention, because I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but as I went to record this, pools. Remember that demo that I played? It's in my indie horror playlist for that Pool Rooms walking sim, slightly creepy walking sim game. Did the demo of it quite a few weeks ago. In fact, probably a couple of months ago at the very least. Well, full version of that got released very recently, as of when I record this episode. And yeah, if you haven't already seen, bonus episodes of that have been out on the channel for a while now. 3 episodes of it. Pretty good, if you love liminal space stuff. like I do, it's worth a watch. It's worth a look, rather, ladies and gentlemen. Right. But yeah, pools I thought was actually a really good depiction of the pool room's liminal space concept. With all, you know, it's very good graphics. Fuck are you two doing? Get out of here. I'm trying to get to the device piece. Oh, someone hear me? They probably did, didn't they? What a bunch of little assholes. So I've got my torch turned on, it's daylight. Alright. Yeah, go and watch our pools, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already. It's pretty good. Basically, you know, if you're into this sort of, you know, if you've seen the complex games, it's basically like those ones. There's no sort of overt jump scares, but it's more kind of creepy factor and all that, combined with the sort of sometimes the more sort of relaxing elements of the pool rooms, where you're just sort of wandering along, admiring the very shiny, the reflective scenery. Yeah, I must say, pool rooms actually is something that I find very interesting as a concept, because sometimes I look at pictures of, you know, pool rooms environments that people have modelled, and sometimes I find them very relaxing, but other times I look at them and I find them very creepy. I guess that's what I kind of enjoy about them, you know, that sort of contrast, that dichotomy, to put it that way. Same with a lot of back rooms and liminal space stuff, more generally speaking. Sometimes it's relaxing, but other times it's creepy. And when it's creepy, it's usually pretty good. Gets me good and all that. Alright, you know what, I'm going to wrap this episode up here, because I really don't have much else to talk about. Okay, in that case, you know, this was just good for a little filler episode. Just fancied, you know, a nice chill episode of Sir and all that as this part of this recording session. So, hope you all enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below, including if you're a flaming masochist and all that. And as well as that, you know, I invite comments, of course, on the idea of playing Sonic games on the channel at some point. Because like I said earlier, you know, I know I've ragged on Sonic before in the past, poked fun at it, but to be fair, you know, I should give it a try before I write it off, and I'm willing to give them a shot, you know, because some of them do look like they have nice visuals, and, you know, especially the older ones, they are classics. They're the ones that people enjoyed back in Thold days, golden Tholden days. So I should do that, folks. I should see what they're actually all about. Alright, yes, in that case I'm going to wrap up here. Facebook and Twitter links are down below, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested, and if you enjoyed, likes of course always appreciated. But other than that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye everybody! Then what we'll do is get rid of that, and then again, cinch his face in with my ears. Okay, that's not very nice. Okay, there's triple floors down there. That's not lovely at all now, is it, ladies and gentlemen? This is why we need this.